Good morning, friends. Welcome to my World Tirade Corporation or World Ad Hoc or World Ranting Center. Today's point is very short and sweet, and it is about those who are trying to get negotiations going between Ukraine and uh, and Russia, right? Uh, those who are trying to do that are doing one thing and one thing alone, is to buy time for Stalin or Putin and his cabal, lizard eye cabal of Moscow, until they regroup and go through the winter. And then when it is spring again, they will come back and make an offensive. Uh, do I have an evidence to that? Of course, I have an evidence to that. How many times, whether it's Minsk agreement or Hungary or Bulgaria's memorandum or whatever it is, how many times did those orcs of Russia renege on agreements between them and Ukraine? And when they came in February, they announced their intention of taking over Ukraine, and that's it, folks. So and they made their intentions known. They voiced their intentions, not by a slip of a tongue, but openly about Finland and Sweden and so on and so forth. Case in point is very simple, folks. Those who are trying to get negotiations going they're worried about Russia's military in Ukraine in the winter, and they're trying to kind of give Russia a reprieve, to breathe life into the Russian forces in Ukraine, and so on and so forth. That's all they're trying to do. Nothing else really. And they're against Ukraine. So Ukraine, you know your lesson. You know they're buying them time. You know they're going to stab you again. This Russia is a problem, and now is your chance to expel them out of Ukraine. You cannot have a better chance than it is now in the winter. Russia is basically cooked, and now the concern of Israel, or its umbrella, right, in the West and in the East and in the Middle East, is the Russian regime. The Russian regime is on the brink, let's put it this way, and it got cooked and exposed to what it really is in Ukraine. That's what Russia is. So whatever attempts, dubious attempts that are being made now about negotiations is really for Russia's advantage and to restore Russia and get it to stand up and on its four legs again. That's all I got to say, my dear friends. Do not fall for that trick, because you Ukrainians will be the victim if you allow or if you go through these negotiations and give Russia a chance or a reprieve. They will come back and hit you and stab you again. Thousands of Ukrainian heroes sacrificed for Ukraine. And if you concede anything to Stalin now, even 1 inch of Ukraine, the blood of those martyrs of Ukraine will stain you too, you leaders. Two, I don't know why you are entertaining ideas of negotiations now, when those people didn't even care to negotiate or ask for negotiations or facilitate for negotiations or propose negotiations when Russia was entering Ukraine. They only started doing that when they realized Russia has no chance in Ukraine. That's when they started showing up those frog faces, those snakes, like the Erdogan, like the Gutierrez, like the Macron, like whoever it is, right? They've come there to whatever they do. They're there for Russia, not for Ukraine. And Ukrainian politicians, I don't know why you're lending any credence to any of those politicians who are trying to work against you on behalf of Russia. That's what life is, and that's what logic is, right? Right now, natural reaction and the correct logic is really to ignore all those and fight off those invaders from Russia. You're winning and you will win. Well, We know what it is now, right? Have a nice day, my friend, and be careful. The conspiracy is so vast and intricate that they were so confident about taking over Ukraine and Europe in like a couple of months' time. Right now, they're gone crazy because if they faltered in Ukraine, how likely is it they're going to succeed elsewhere? But all these establishments in Europe, ECB, EU, NATO, were waiting for post-Stalin to come and take over. And they were going to declare a new world in Europe, in which case there is no existence for Germanics and Scandinavians, or whatever remnant of them remains there. They will be so influenced and morphed, right, by Morpheus, right, that they will become nothing more than servants. And believe me, if Ukraine didn't fight the fight and Pustaline was able to make it all the way to the Atlantic, that Europe that existed for thousands of years will be no more. And instead of it, there will be something similar to the environment described in 1984 and Animal Farms too. Have a nice day, my friends. Fight the fight. Don't fall for the tricks of negotiations or whatever it is.